thought it was a pretty good weekend. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the win the second night. I thought we had a pretty good solid 2 periods. We just kind of fell off the wagon a bit there in the third, but we fought hard to get back, but it was a little too late for that. So unfortunately, we couldn't get that win. But I thought Friday night it was a really good win for the group. Like Coach said, in the locker room after the game, it wasn't easy. Which as a player in that game, it wasn't. It was tough. We had to grind it out, but we found a way to win, which was good. It was really good. I think that especially Friday night, we always talk about good teams always finding a way to win in hard games and close games, and like I said, we found a way down the stretch to get it done. So that was a big momentum thing for us as a group for the rest of the year and for that weekend. But like I said, unfortunately, we couldn't get the job done that second night. That first 2 periods, nothing was really happening, but we just got to be able to stay on the gas for that full 60 minutes, and we kind of let it off a bit. But like I said, it was a little too late to kind of get back right into it.
Talk about getting back into NCHC play this weekend against a ranked team.
It'll be good. I'm excited. It's been a good week of practice so far. We beat them last year in the playoffs, so they're obviously going to have that against us as well. I know they had a pretty tough weekend last weekend against Augustana, so they're going to be coming out right off the hop for both games this weekend. I think we're building up a pretty good rivalry with them too. Every time we play them, they're usually pretty close and hard games, so it'll be a very exciting weekend.
You just mentioned that playoff series in the regular season. You guys got 5 points against them last year too. Is that success something you can build on? Obviously, new rosters and new teams, but can you build on that at all?
Absolutely, yeah. We got the right guys and we got the right game plan as well. We have had success against them. We know what works and we know what doesn't. So I think as long as we execute our game plan and we kind of want it more than we should, we'll be able to get the job done.
Cam, you didn't get a lot of playing time last year, but you've got 5 goals in the last 8 games. Seem to be making the most of your opportunities. What's different for you this year compared to last year?
I think just my mindset. Like I said last time I was in here, we had myself and the coaching staff had a long chat of just kind of finding my game and finding that identity piece of my game, being that player that I was when I committed here and wanted to fulfill a solid role for this team and kind of contribute the way I know I can. So these last however many games, like you said, it's been super fun. I know we've been pretty successful as a team too, so that's even better. But for myself personally, it's a big confidence booster for sure. So as long as I can keep that going and we can win some games, that's all I'm hoping for.
Mindset on that game winner Friday night that camera was going through your mind?
I kind of blacked out, if I'm being honest. It was cool. We practiced a lot of 3-on-3 in practice too, so I think that helps a lot come game time. Everyone gets a bunch of reps in that, so just it helps with the familiarity when you get out there, so you kind of know what to expect and kind of what the other team's going to do. But it just kind of developed and it worked out.
On Friday night, you mentioned you had to find a way to win that game. Saturday, you get down by 3, but you get back to within 1. From a locker room perspective, how would you describe the resiliency of this group?
It's great. There's at points, like you said, we got down pretty quick, but the talk on the bench was extremely positive. Everyone, we looked at the clock and we still said there's so much time left in the game, and we were able to get 2 quick ones there. But like I said, if we can just tighten it up for that start of that third period and not allow those 3 quick ones, we might have a better shot. But like I said, the resiliency was great. We fought back right to the end. But like I said, again, we're just a little too late.
What do you guys know about CC?
They're a good team. They're really good. They got some really good players that we got to be aware of. They play really hard. They're well coached. But I think, like I said, we've had some success with them in the past, and I think it'll be a really fun weekend.
Speaking of practicing the 3-on-3, CC's had a lot of overtime goals, and you guys have been successful a lot in overtime. What kind of mentality do you have going into a late third period where you're either tied or down one, you're trying to tie it up? How does that kind of spark the team?
Just, I guess, game management. Just depends if we're up 1 or down 1, whether we need to push a certain way, be a little extra aggressive, or just be smarter with the puck in the neutral zone. Shift management, we talk a lot with. If there's different guys out there that's been out there for a while and you're a fresh guy, maybe getting that puck in deep and being a little unselfish at times and holding it against the wall to let other guys get in. But I think it should be really good.
Thanks, Cam.
Thank you.
Great.
Thanks,
Cam.
guys.
Good job, man. Thank you.
talking about the experience out of Palm Springs. Two good teams that'll win.
Yeah.
Holy Cross was really impressive in so many ways. Obviously, McClinsky and Stockfish, two really good forwards. But just talk about the experience, how that could help you as you go the rest of the way now, conference, and then on into the second season.
Yeah, I remember talking to Mike on Saturday about it. We did a lot of good things in that game. I think analytically we really carried that play there, and they were 3 for 5 on the power play, and just one thing after another. You had to keep coming back. So those are tough games when you're doing a lot of good things and not getting rewarded for it, and then you're chasing it. And so I thought it was just a tremendous job by the guys to stick with it, to be resilient, and find a way to get a big overtime win.
How do you go about building on that this weekend?
Yeah, I think it's all experience you can draw on. I think we've been in a lot of different situations this season, and I think if you can keep reflecting back and seeing how we did a good job of facing that adversity and moving forward, I think that's something you can draw on here in the second half.
Mike, talk about Colorado College and the fact they're probably going to be a pretty angry team coming in after what happened last weekend.
Yeah. Again, part of playing in college hockey right now, there's going to be some ups and downs this season there, and obviously they've had a good year so far. So I expect them to be the team that we've seen them all along. Watching the video, I thought Augustana, had some opportunities there too. They took advantage of there, so we know we'll get a good team coming in here this weekend.
Same thing I asked Cam. Is that success last season something you guys can build on?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it was a pretty unbelievable accomplishment to do what the group did, and we have some guys returning from that group, and again, to go into a tough environment and to kind of have your back up against the wall multiple times and find a way to be successful is something to be proud of and to draw on there. So again, I think that's one good thing about experience. When you've gone through something, you can reflect on it, and then but also know what you have to do on a day-to-day basis to make sure you're successful in the present moment as well.
We noticed you're doing some different things on the power play to get that going, 4 forwards on Saturday night. Continues to be a challenge for you. Anything you guys are doing this week that might help turn that around?
Yeah, I think so. I think Coach Dave Nobernay kind of revamped things a little bit even more this week here. And I think, again, obviously when it's struggling like that, it's good to look at it and make changes and keep trying new things and new combinations of personnel to try to get a jump start there. It's something that with all these tight games, we know it needs to be good for us there. So I think we've done a good job here. Continue to try to find new formulas to bring some success to it.
He gets another win on Friday. Just thoughts on Kevin's progression throughout the season?
Yeah, I thought he's been doing a really good job. I think you can kind of see that confidence building, and not only that confidence, but also that just competitiveness building in him. I think from, there's certain things you're trying to accomplish early on when you're here as a freshman, and I think now that's starting to shift to performance-based and execution. And so it's nice to see that evolution of a player go from just kind of being happy to be here to happy to learning to compete hard, happy to getting a little bit better to happy to now wanting to win, not getting scored on. You can see that progression in him both physically and mentally, and I think he just continues to get better.
How big can that be, having him and Simon as kind of a 1-2 heading down the stretch here?
Well, it's really important. Simon, I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but Simon was injured a little bit through the Christmas break, so it's crucial. You don't know when there's going to be a guy that maybe can't play consistently, or just to have two really good options in there makes a big difference. So I think the better, the better both those guys perform, the better for our team.
Could this be a goaltending showcase this weekend, NCHC style in so many ways with Simon and Imberico and Kevin showing what he could do for you?
Yeah, it's been fun over the years. You've seen Simon and Umberco compete pretty hard with each other there for some big games, and so I wouldn't expect any different things this weekend.
Speaking of injuries, any updates? Did anybody catch any bugs while they were out in Palm Desert?
No, the weather was too nice, I think, to get any cold. So it was so far so good. Just obviously got back late Sunday night and got kind of reset there on Monday, and so far so good this weekend.